What a game. Red Button means we're live, a casual take with your boy Stephen Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. What a game yesterday. Oh my gosh, let's talk about it. Yesterday was like watching a movie pay homage to my generation. The three best players of my lifetime, LeBron, Steph, Kevin Durant, with all the trophies in the world, all pushing 40. Rash, just one more time. Can you have a classic game on the big stage? And they did that. They scored the last 13 points for Team USA to take down the mighty Nikola Jokic in Serbia to advance to the gold medal game. It reminded me a lot like Avengers Endgame, when Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man, who had a decade run of movies, rash just one more time. Can you save the world? Can you stand up to Thanos? And that they did. The stakes in the game yesterday were as high as a Thanos snap. For Team USA, they absolutely could not afford to lose and play for a bronze medal game. It would have been one of the biggest embarrassments in American history if they lost. Because when you think about this team, labeled the Avengers, formed specifically to win gold after we didn't even medal in FIBA. And if we lost, all hope for Team USA basketball going forward would be lost. But the old guys, the big three, they made sure to not let that happen. It was something straight out of a movie. You know, it was one of the best games I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, I've never been more stressed watching a basketball game, probably since the 2016 NBA Finals. It was up there as far as like everything going into it, like the stakes, what was on the line, the players in the game, the performances. Woo! Because for the majority of the game, I was confident, even when we went down 17, that we were going to win. Even in the third quarter. We came out of the second half. We started getting momentum. The crowd was chanting USA. We cut the deficit to 6. And then Steve Kerr, boneheaded, puts in an entire bench lineup, and we quickly go down 13 going in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, thinking about preparing for the show, like, yeah, we could probably lose. And I have to come on here and talk about how bad that game was. Thanks, Steve Kerr. But he got lucky because the old guys, tired, all pushing 40, all on one leg, played the entire fourth quarter and said, we aren't going home without a gold medal. And it starts with Steph Curry, who, when I was watching that game, I was texting my friends, this was probably the greatest game of Steph Curry's life. Now, you would probably argue as far as NBA-wise, Game 4 of the 2022 NBA Finals, that just meant so much to Steph's career when you consider he helped the dynasty win one more, did it without Kevin Durant, finally won a Finals MVP. They were down 2-1 in the series. But when you consider everything around this game, that going into this one, Steph Curry has kind of had a disastrous Olympics. He hasn't been as sharp. He honestly hasn't been as sharp as a player since the All-Star break. And if he wasn't good in this game, Team USA would have got smoked. And that would have absolutely been on Curry's resume. Curry, one of the big guys, one of the only guys on this team who didn't have to try out, had a bad game, and we didn't get to win at least silver. That's on his resume. But he finished with 36 points, 9 3-pointers. If he didn't have that huge, 20 points in the first quarter when Serbia came out and tried to bury us off rip, we wouldn't have a chance of thinking about coming back. My GOAT, LeBron James, 40 years old. You see him on the TV, man. He's got so many grays in his beard now, but a triple-double. The Olympic MVP, my leader, the team's leader, I should say, the only Olympian to have multiple triple-doubles. Just insane stuff. And Kevin Durant, who the other day I was up on here praising, saying he's the greatest Olympian in men's basketball history for the United States. And for the first 3 quarters, I was looking at my TV like, where's Kevin Durant? He was kind of floating out there. He didn't have a single point. But in the fourth quarter, when LeBron and Steph just needed one extra guy down the stretch to get some big buckets, Kevin Durant, greatest plug-and-play guy ever, couldn't miss. He had that big shot with 40 seconds left to give us a cushion to help us win the game. Because Serbia, I got to tip my cap. Because Serbia gave their biggest effort. I always heard growing up playing sports, it's hard to beat a good team 3 times. And Serbia has the best player in the world, and they're really good. And they tried their hardest to beat us. They couldn't miss. I think that was like the best shooting performance I've ever seen from a team. It felt like anything that we did, they did better. But at the end of the day, and I've been saying this all Olympic tournament, no matter how much we're down, no matter how good the opponent is. Fourth quarter, final buzzer. You look up at the scoreboard, we're up and we won because we're just too talented for everyone. One of those talents that I hope gets a lot of shout out and praise today was Joel Embiid. The MVP finally had an MVP-like performance. He had a heck of a game. I think if he didn't come through early in that fourth quarter to set the stage for LeBron, Steph, and Kevin Durant to have that clutch 13 points, we don't even win this game. So shout out to the big man. But I felt like I was like a kid again watching that. I mean, we're talking about the three best players of my generation. You're talking about a stretch, a decade, which is the majority of my basketball life, where every NBA Finals had at least one of those guys. Many of them had two of those guys, and some of them had all three of those guys in the NBA Finals. From 2012 to 2016, at least one of those guys was the MVP. You were talking about the three best players of my generation, and this was like a movie script, like Endgame, because this is probably the last big stage, high-stakes game they'll ever play in their basketball careers. They're all like 36. Their teams will probably never play in the finals again. They're not going to get better as a player from here, which is sad to say. So this was like their last, maybe the last time they'll ever play a game like this. And just like a poetic movie script to their careers, all three of them came through. The last 13 points for Team USA. And as much as I want to keep talking about it, I don't think I have enough words to say how great of the moment it was for those guys' careers. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in to this episode of A Casual Take. Follow my social media to stay updated on things related to the show. Until next time, see you.